Listen up, fragrance lovers, because today I'm about to drop some of the juiciest clone gems you'll ever hear. We're talking about 8 Lattafa fragrances that'll make you smell like $1,000,000 without spending more than a few dollars per spritz. Now, if you're like me, you know the game. It's not about the designer label, it's about that perfect blend of notes, that performance that just doesn't quit, and the confidence it brings when you walk into a room. I've spent years in the trenches, testing, layering, and living with these budget beauties. So what I'm about to share isn't your basic clone list. This is the real deal. The hidden gems, the best blends, and the cheap bottles that smell anything but cheap. Let's jump in. 1. Latifa ASOD. Starting off with ASOD, and let me tell you, this one is an absolute powerhouse. If you're a fan of that bold, spicy DNA found in Dior Sauvage Elixir, this is where you want to be. ASOD isn't just a knockoff. It's a refined, confident reinterpretation that hits harder than you'd expect from a budget bottle. From the moment you spray it, you're hit with this fierce combination of spicy lavender and a smoky sweetness that just commands attention. The top notes blend citrus with lavender in a way that feels both clean and rich, while that cinnamon peeks through, giving it a warmth that's addictive. But here's where ASOD shines. It's not just trying to be Sauvage Elixir, it has its own depth. As it settles, you get this musky, woody dry down with hints of amber and patchouli that add a bit of mystery. It's like taking that designer DNA and adding a layer of Middle Eastern opulence underneath. Performance is no joke either. On my skin, I get an easy 8 to 10 hours of solid wear. The first couple of hours are straight up nuclear. This scent doesn't just project, it demands to be noticed. But even after it calms down, it leaves a magnetic trail that follows you all day. One of the smartest moves with ASOD? Don't overspray. It's so potent that 2 spritzes will have people asking what cologne you're wearing. Go beyond that and you're entering clubbing territory. Great if that's what you want, but maybe not for the office. Speaking of the office, ASOD isn't exactly your everyday safe scent for work. It's more of a signature scent for when you want to make a statement. Cool nights out, dinner dates, those moments you want to feel like the main character. And let's talk price. For the fraction of what Dior Sauvage Elixir costs, you're getting a bottle that can hang with the best of them. That's the beauty of these Lattafa fragrances. They let you smell like a gentleman without spending like one. Pro tip, try layering ASOD with a light woody deodorant to keep it fresh and slightly toned down if you're in a more conservative environment. But really, ASOD's strength is in its boldness, so don't be afraid to let it shine. 2. Latifa Kamra. Next up is a fragrance that's already become legendary in the clone world, Latifa Kamra. Kamra is the budget-friendly answer to Kilian's Angels Share, and let me tell you, it absolutely lives up to the hype. The opening is warm, rich, and instantly comforting. Cinnamon is front and center, giving you that cozy spice that's perfect for colder weather. But what I love about Kamra is that it never feels flat. It's got layers that keep you coming back for another sniff. Underneath that cinnamon, you get this smooth, boozy vibe, like sweetened cognac or rum, just enough to give it a luxurious depth. It's sweet, but not syrupy. There's a creaminess from the vanilla that keeps it balanced, and a hint of tonka bean that adds this almost powdery finish. Wearing Kamra feels like sinking into a leather armchair in a warm room, a glass of bourbon in hand. It's rich, decadent, and it doesn't cost you a fortune. On me, the longevity is insane. Easily 10 hours, even 12 if I spray it on clothes. And the compliments? People assume you're wearing something that costs hundreds. That's the magic of a good clone. It doesn't just smell good, it fools even the most discerning noses. What's really impressive here is how Kamra manages to capture that sweet, boozy vibe without going too heavy. Some cheap gourmands can turn into a sticky mess, but not this one. It's refined, warm, and inviting. If you're looking for a signature winter scent that's rich and cozy, Kamra has you covered. And honestly, it's versatile enough to wear for a date night, a night out with friends, or even just lounging around at home on a cold day when you want to feel a little more luxe. Pro tip, want to boost that sweet vanilla dry down? Layer Kamra with a simple vanilla body spray or lotion. It'll amplify the creamy warmth and make it last even longer. And again, the price? Absolute steal. You're getting niche-level warmth and complexity for less than a dinner out. 3. Latifa Oud Mood. Third up is Oud Mood, and for anyone who's been chasing that Aventus-style scent without breaking the bank, this one's a no-brainer. The opening is fresh and fruity with pineapple front and center, but what's really nice about Oud Mood is that the pineapple isn't overly sweet or artificial, it's bright and realistic, setting the tone for what's to come. As it starts to settle, you get this smoky birch note that anchors the scent. It's smooth, never harsh, and gives it that classic masculine edge that makes Aventus so popular. But unlike a lot of Aventus clones that just copy the fruity opening and then fade away, Quaid Al-Farsan holds onto that woody heart right through the dry down. On my skin, I get around 6 to 8 hours of wear, which is more than enough for a fresh, fruity, woody scent like this. Projection is moderate. It won't fill a room, but it will leave a nice scent trail as you walk by. Here's where Quaid Al-Farsan really stands out. It's not trying to be an exact replica of Aventus. It's got a slightly creamier, smoother vibe, like it's been mellowed out with a soft vanilla undertone. That makes it super versatile. You can wear it to the office, to dinner, to a casual day out. It just fits in anywhere. One thing I found, Quaid Al-Farsan layers beautifully with other fresh citrus or green scents. If you want to boost that bright opening, add a spritz of a citrus-heavy deodorant, or even a green tea cologne. It'll give it that extra burst of freshness that's perfect for spring and summer. And for the price, it's almost criminal how affordable this is compared to the real deal. You're getting 80% of that luxury vibe for about 10% of the price. Can't argue with that. If you're new to the clone game and want a safe, versatile pick that's almost universally liked, Quaid Al-Farsan is an absolute gem. 4. Latifa Ragba. Rounding out the first half of this list is Latifa Ragba, and if you're a fan of sweet, smoky vanilla scents, you're in for a treat. Ragba is one of those fragrances that feels like comfort in a bottle. It's warm, it's rich, and it's perfect for those cold nights when you just want to feel cozy. The opening is dominated by vanilla, but it's not that cheap, synthetic vanilla you find in a lot of low-end scents. It's creamy, almost gourmand, but balanced with just the right amount of smokiness from the AUD and incense notes. What I love about Ragba is that it never feels too heavy. The sweetness is balanced by a subtle woodiness and a touch of spice, giving it depth and making it feel a lot more expensive than it is. On my skin, Ragba lasts a solid 8 hours, with a soft but noticeable projection that makes it perfect for more intimate settings. It's the kind of scent that feels like a warm embrace. It doesn't shout, but it definitely gets noticed up close. One of the best ways to wear Ragba? Spray it on your scarf or jacket. The warmth of the fabric really amplifies that creamy vanilla, and you'll get little whiffs of it all day long, like a comforting cloud that follows you around. Another pro move, pair it with a simple Oud heavy body oil if you want to boost that Middle Eastern vibe. It'll add more depth and make it feel even richer. Honestly, for the price, Ragba punches way above its weight. It's that rare, cheap fragrance that feels like a cozy, luxurious experience, like you're treating yourself without actually spending much at all. If you're into sweet, smoky vanilla blends, you're going to love what Ragba brings to the table. 5. Latifa Fakar Black. Kicking off the second half, let's talk about a fragrance that's perfect for those who want a sweet, spicy freshness that never goes out of style. Latifa Fakar Black. Now, I've seen this one pop up in a lot of clone conversations, but let me set the record straight. It's not just another blue fragrance wannabe. Fakar Black brings that modern, clean vibe you'd expect from a YSL YEDP clone, but with just enough personality to stand out. The opening hits you with a crisp green apple and a hint of bergamot, fresh and mouth-watering, but then it starts to warm up. You get that spicy backbone, think cardamom and a whisper of ginger, that adds a sophisticated edge without making it too heavy for daytime wear. One thing I really appreciate here is how well balanced this scent is. It's bright, but not overly citrusy, sweet, but never cloying. And there's a soft, woody base like cedar and amber, tying it all together for a finish that just feels polished. Performance-wise, Fakar Black sits in that perfect middle ground. About 6 to 7 hours on my skin, with a nice, moderate projection for the first couple hours. It's the kind of scent that gets close and personal. It's not going to fill a room, but it will draw people in if they get within arm's reach. And let's be honest, sometimes that's exactly what you want. I like to call Fakar Black my universal soldier. I can wear it to work, to the gym, to a casual dinner, anywhere, any season. It's that versatile. Pro tip, this one layers beautifully with a clean barbershop-style aftershave. If you want to dial up the fresh factor, just add a splash of something like Pro Rosso, or even a simple green tea deodorant. It gives Fakar Black a sharpness that's super refined. Bottom line, if you're looking for an affordable signature scent that's fresh, clean, and just a little bit spicy, Fakar Black absolutely delivers. 6. Latifa Oud Mood. Alright, let's shift gears and talk about something bolder, Latifa Oud Mood. If you're like me and love those deep, resinous Middle Eastern scents, you're going to be all over this one. Oud Mood isn't just a fragrance, it's an experience. The opening is a spicy, smoky blast of oud and amber. It's unapologetically strong, like walking through a bustling Middle Eastern market. But here's the thing, once it settles, there's this creamy sweetness underneath, like vanilla and soft rose petals that keep it from getting too harsh. What I love about Oud Mood is how it balances that smoky punch with a wearable warmth. It's definitely a winter powerhouse. This is not your summer freshie. But in the cold, It absolutely shines. I wore this on a snowy night out last winter, and let me tell you, people noticed. Oud Mood has that kind of old-world luxury feel, like you're wearing a scent that's been crafted for centuries, even though you're only spending a fraction of what you'd pay for niche Oud fragrances. Longevity is beastly, 10+ hours easily. Projection? Let's just say don't overspray. 1 or 2 spritzes max, especially if you're heading indoors. Pro tip: spray it on a scarf or the inside of your jacket. It'll cling to the fabric and give you that rich, luxurious scent all night long. If you've been wanting to dip your toes into Oud but don't want to commit to the high price tag, Oud Mood is your perfect entry point. It's strong, yes, but it's also surprisingly smooth once you let it breathe. Trust me, once you get a whiff of this, you'll understand why oud is such a prized note in perfumery. Sedum. Latifa Nagdia. Let's lighten things up a bit with Latifa Nagdia, the perfect fresh, citrusy green scent that's basically summer in a bottle. This one is reminiscent of Invictus Aqua, bright, aquatic, and super versatile. But here's where Nagdia does its own thing. It adds this spicy green edge that keeps it interesting, even as it stays fresh and clean. The opening is a burst of lemon and mint, super zesty, super energizing, perfect for those days when you want to feel sharp and ready to tackle anything. But as it dries down, Nagdia reveals this subtle spiciness, like cardamom or a soft pepper note, that adds depth without taking away from the overall freshness. I've worn this on hot summer days, and it's an absolute lifesaver. There's nothing heavy or cloying about it. It's just clean, fresh, and effortlessly put together. Longevity is pretty solid for a freshie, about 5 to 6 hours on me. Projection is moderate, but honestly, in the heat, that's exactly what you want. One layering trick I've tried: pairing Nagdia with a minty aftershave balm. It amps up the cool factor and keeps it feeling extra refreshing, especially if you're outside and the sun's beating down. Nagdia is that scent you throw on when you don't want to think too hard, when you just want to smell like the best version of yourself without any fuss. And for the price, it's unbeatable. One of the best cheap freshies out there, no question. 8. Latifa Body All Oud Amethyst. Alright, let's finish strong with one of the most luxurious scents Latifa has ever put out. Body All Oud Amethyst. This one's a true hidden gem in the clone world, often compared to Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Oud Satin Mood, but at a fraction of the price. What's amazing about Amethyst is how it takes that creamy, slightly floral Oud DNA and makes it wearable. No harsh edges, no screechy synthetic notes. Just smooth, refined luxury. The opening hits you with a sweet, almost jammy rose, but it's not too feminine. There's enough smoky oud and resinous amber to keep it grounded and masculine. And then there's the dry down. This creamy, musky sweetness that's absolutely addicting. It's like wrapping yourself in a velvet robe after a hot shower, opulent and comforting at the same time. Performance is top tier, 8 to 10 hours easily with a soft, elegant projection that never feels overwhelming. It's one of those scents that leaves a perfect trail, like you're gliding through a candlelit room, leaving a little mystery behind. Pro tip: give it a good 10 to 15 minutes to settle. The magic here isn't in the opening blast. It's in the slow, elegant dry down that reveals all those subtle layers. Body All Oud Amethyst is perfect for cooler weather and evening wear. It's sophisticated, it's mysterious, and it's absolutely worth adding to your collection if you want to smell expensive without emptying your wallet. Alright, fragrance fam, now I need your take. Have you ever found a clone fragrance that just blew your mind? One of those cheapies that felt like it should cost triple what you paid? Drop it in the comments. I want to know your hidden gems. By the way, if you want to check out these Latifa fragrances, I've linked them all in the description. Easy Amazon links so you can see what works for you. And that's why these Latifa fragrances are such a game changer. Each one's a statement piece that doesn't just smell good, it makes you feel good. And the best part? They won't drain your wallet. These bottles pack serious performance and compliments that rival designer fragrances. Trust me, you'll smell like a gentleman without spending like one. If you're ready to level up your fragrance game and do it smart, I've got links to every one of these affordable powerhouses down in the description. Easy Amazon finds, no guesswork. Just the scents that'll turn heads and boost your confidence. So take a peek, grab what speaks to you, and start building that collection. Because with scents like these, there's really no reason to hold back.